Oh my goodness. Yeah, 6 months. Feels like I've always been here, but also I just arrived. Some days I feel like, what have I been doing since I've been here?
Has everybody got one of those?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you going to even mention that it was World Book Day, or are people just going to think I standardly dress like this?
I came to the Hathaway Academy in April 2014 as a vice principal. I came to work with a principal who was here before, and eventually when he left through ill health, the position came up, and at that point I sort of thought, I've worked damn hard here, no one else is going to come along and be the principal, so I applied for the job and got it. I think because we're on the edge of London, we pick up so many of the London problems. Social deprivation here is the same as working anywhere in inner London. Aspirationally, this is probably one of the places where it's the lowest it's ever been. So trying to change that is huge.
Okay, so this assessment that we're doing is going to be based on all the stuff that we've been doing this past half term.
I am well, I'm doing okay. A bit tired because we're getting to the end of term, but I'm okay. In my culture, we have like the traditional wedding, then we have like what we call the Western wedding, the white wedding. But I'm doing that in the summer. But we've had our traditional wedding 2 weeks ago. I was in my old job, I wouldn't have been able to manage the wedding planning and my job. But because I'm quite happy with what I'm doing, I was able to manage the two and deal with the stress properly.
You have 1 hour and 45 minutes. Off you go.
What was nice last time you came in, I think I'd had a bit of time, found my feet a little bit. I've just handed in an assignment on Monday, so a couple of days ago. 6,000 words, nice to get that off my back. It's quite a sort of crunch at the moment, getting everything done.
Do you want to challenge yourself?
It's quite a cultural thing in this country that it's very acceptable to say, I'm bad at maths, whereas it's quite odd to say, I'm really bad at English. We don't really do that. I see it in my classroom. It's quite sad to see because it's just not true. You know, students tell me they can't do it.
I'm going to show you a different method.
One of the reasons I wanted to be a maths teacher was because I found maths quite challenging at school. I wasn't the kid that just seemed to get it. I used to get a bit frustrated and want to just sort of stop with it. There's quite a few of them that I kind of can see a little bit of myself in them sometimes, and I think, yeah, just keep going, just get a little bit more, you'll get there. And I think they're starting to see that I actually care about them as well, partly because you still turn up. You know, they've had in the past teachers not come back after Christmas or a half term.
I think Dexter might have read this one already. It's about crayons that quit their job. So the day the crayons quit. What does it mean to quit something?
I remember saying
A summit.
last time how much work it was, and that makes me laugh because that wasn't even half of it. Everyone says by the time you get to Christmas, you'll look back and you'll think, oh, I've come so far. And I did do that, but it doesn't get any easier. It's still the same, still as difficult as it was before.
We're a very deprived area. Manor House has got a lot of families that they move to the country. They're either refugees or immigrant. We put a lot of effort in making sure that the school is a nice and friendly environment for those children. And we take the responsibility, we make it our focus to ensure that they will have at school whatever they don't have at home.
Does a dinosaur have to be green? What colour can it be? What colour will you draw yours? Orange! At first your challenges are smaller, but they feel bigger. But as you get more and more experience, the school is obviously expecting more from you. Whereas at first, Mr. Moodiotis would be in my room all the time. He's taken a real step back now because he's like, no, you know, this is your turn now. It's your class. Like, off you go. The school treats you like a teacher, so you need to act like one and sort your life out. Which I say to myself about 7 or 8 times every day.
It's very easy to put pressure on yourself to say, yes, I can do more. I can make that better. You've got so many students, you have so many lessons. I'm not even full-time, my timetable's not full-time yet. It's quite difficult to operate like that and put yourself under that much pressure. You need to spend some time looking after yourself, whether that's get away from work, do something stress relieving, because you're better in front of the students. So I think if you don't, it's really obvious that you're not yourself, the students can tell you don't teach as well, so maybe an underrated part of teaching.
Very recently I found one of my classes difficult and I just told my mentor on a Friday evening. By Monday morning it was dealt with. All the staff, the head teacher, SLT, everyone's been really supportive in helping me. It's just like people wanting me to do well, so I feel supported.
I definitely think I found my calling. It took me a long time. It took me 12 years of really weird, really random, horrible jobs, and I finally found what it is that I think I'm good at. I do think I'm good at, and also it just feels important. I didn't have all of the bits that I needed to enjoy my previous jobs, whereas with this I think I've just found what it is that I'm good at, the things that I enjoy. I like working with children.
Now I just want to say, okay, thank you very much. Okay, it was a really good lesson. What I particularly like is we have my behaviour points.
Probably this time next year, it'd probably be a lot easier to work out where I'll be, what I want to do. I'm not sure yet if I'll be that teacher that does 25 years in front of the classroom. I'm fairly certain now that I will be involved with education.
I think next term will be really good because I think I'll just know more and I'll be hopefully a better teacher for them, and I'll be able to help them more with what they need help with, and hopefully I also hope to get involved more in extracurricular things, which I haven't really had a chance to do this term because I've been just trying to focus on teaching. So get to know other students who are not the ones I teach, so that would be really great. I've always thought I would like to write fiction books. I like to write maybe just a book about being part of a bigger picture, just about community and realising that everything you do just contributes to something bigger. And I think for myself, that's something I'm always trying to remember, that everything I do is part of something bigger.